So yeah, the Commissioner's Cup is coming up, so things kind of matter for the Indiana Fever, and we heard from their interviews today that the Indiana Fever, and it's funny where a lot of people are like, you know what, yeah, everything's okay, and the teams look at the underlying stats, the team are actually doing great net rating wise. Even before the games, you can hear Sophie and Kelsey being like, yeah, we're not good right now. We're not good right now. Even like before those points, they were like, yeah, we're not good. So they were 4-2 up to that point, and still it was you know what, yeah, we're not actually that good. Because we all know if you have eyes, you can look at the games and say they're not good. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Sophie talking about the defensive schemes and how it's not a good look on anyone, to be honest, on the team. But especially the new players like Sophie did not sound happy. But yesterday the team had a 2-hour long meeting that was basically became a players only meeting, and that things like players only meetings, and they go one of two ways. They really go one of two ways. Like, they can either really help a team or the season's over. Like, if a players only meeting does not work, and I understand the coaches were there, but apart from what we've heard, it became the players mostly talking. A meeting can feel productive, but if you go out and lose by 30 the game after that meeting, it could be the end of your season because you can't just keep having them. And like I know that even from experience. Like, I've been on teams where you've had these tough conversations and it can change the season. And I've been on teams where they've had tough conversations in the opposite way, where it's been not productive at all and it's completely derailed the season. And you're looking at it, and obviously a lot of their talk is about defense. A lot of their talk is, they're talking about the defense and talking about the offense. They're not happy as a Fever. They're not happy with either of them. And regardless of what points they put up, they don't seem to be happy kind of at all with what's going on. And I mean, yeah, I get it. That's all that I can say is, like, I get it. If you are a player on the Indiana Fever, if you are a fan that are frustrated, the players are frustrated too. And it's like, everyone's saying, oh yeah, it's all the fans, it's this, it's that. But I'm like, I think in general, the fans are pissed and are right to be pissed. I think the players are pissed. It's just not a situation where it's been good. Like, it has been bad basketball. They're winning scrappy. And yes, they beat the Portland Fire comfortably at home. That doesn't really count. The Portland Fire was starting Shug Sutton. They waived her the next day. Carla Late hardly got off the bench. Like, I'm sorry, if Caitlin's job was to be ISO'd on Shug Sutton, I think she would have done fine. I think she would have done fine versus the team that Portland put out against them the first day. Like, they were going at her with Carla Late. Caitlin can't guard Carla Late. We all knew that. Like, even in my pre-game, I was like, yeah, Caitlin can't guard Carla Late. But yeah, it's a really tricky situation where if you're a team, you've got to be careful. You've got to be careful to make sure that you're not, I'm not gonna say overstepping, but like that you're going out there and you're still kind of being on top of everything, that the narratives aren't affecting things. Kelsey Mitchell said our culture is being tested, which is what, and people are like, oh, this means they're turning on Caitlin Clark. No, she literally said right after that, we're going through things, but it's good that I have people like Cece and Sophie to help. We it's good, basically, not that for herself, but like, it's good. Basically, they're going through a bad spot, but it's good that we have teammates to get us through it, and mentioned Caitlin and Sophie Cunningham themselves. So like, it's not like they're out there saying, oh yeah, Caitlin's causing a culture issue. Ironically, Caitlin being one of the two people mentioned in the positive way of like, okay, yeah, our teammates like can pick us up basically. Caitlin was one of them. So I'll say it again, like the Indiana Fever now are in a position where it becomes really tough. Where it becomes really, really, really tough to go and to like just go and win games, to go through a bad period in peace, because there is no peace if you are a team with Caitlin Clark, and there's positives and negatives to it. And for me, this is the first time that, well, not for me, for them, it's the first real time, other than the very start of rookie year, that the negatives of being on a team with Caitlin Clark might be outweighing the positives. Because we've always said it. It's like they one of the big things with the Fever was that they basically had, when we talk about the difference between the Fever and the Sky, is that the Indiana Fever, obviously having Caitlin Clark on their team, were going to be pretty damn good. They were going to be a good team. A lot of that because of Caitlin Clark. And we're not pretending that Caitlin Clark's not a massive asset to this team. At the same time, we also have to be completely honest when it comes down to just the team, when it comes down to everything, that when it's not going well, having Caitlin Clark on your team is not a positive. If things are going really badly, the last thing you want is more eyes on things that are going badly for you. And I think we have to ourselves be completely honest with that. That is what's happening. That is what's happening right now. Is that, well, obviously having Caitlin Clark is a huge thing on your team. Everything has, like, all of the kind of negative things and the normal things, like all the normal things that happen to you, and all the normal things that happen to your team, and like on a monthly basis, teams go through good and bad times, but everything's under a microscope. And that's why, obviously, when we're talking about this, people are talking about the culture being tested. Because I think Kelsey Mitchell's right. Like, there is a situation where it's a tough one culture-wise, because you don't know with these new players, you don't know if Mo Billings is not, like, Mo Billings is someone who's regularly enough, who posts on social media quite regularly. She's someone who, again, does use social media a lot. Like, there's no way she's not seeing the crap that's being written about her. There's no way Raven Johnson's not seeing, if they're not 100% used to just being offline, Raven Johnson's not seeing the Raven should be starting over Caitlin narratives and all this stuff being written about her. And it becomes a really, really tough one when it comes down to it, where you're like, it's tough. Like, you don't necessarily know how to deal with that. And absolutely, it's easy. It's easy to have a good culture when you're winning. It's harder to have a good culture when you're losing. And especially when we're looking at situations where players are just playing badly. But look, a team meeting could really help. A team meeting could also be disastrously bad. But 2-3 hour long team meetings that get brought to the public go one of two ways. They either fix everything and everything's good, and you don't really need to worry about anything because you're sorted, you're absolutely sorted, or they can go the opposite way and derail a season. But anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys.